Dental Fuel, the podcast that focuses on what no one else is talking about: mistakes. The dental world is full of before and afters, and no one is talking about the middle. Dental Fuel brings you the unspoken in between. Dental Fuel is brought to you by Ignite DDS Coaching, empowering dentists to build self-determined futures. Together, we're shaping the next generation of leaders in dentistry. We are back with another guest, Dr. David Willey. Dr. Willey originates from a family of dentists in Ohio. In this episode, Dr. Willey shares his remarkable journey and insights into the dental practice transformation. He talks about the intricacies of managing multi-operatory practices and the crucial role of mentoring younger dentists in today's dynamic dental landscape. And of course, it wouldn't be Dental Fuel if we didn't talk about a mistake. Dr. Willey talks about a clinical mistake. Let's listen in. Dr. David Willey, welcome to Dental Fuel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being with us today. I'm very excited to hear your story and to share your story with our listeners. But before we get into it, I would love if you would tell myself and our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a third generation dentist. I grew up in a family of a grandfather and dentist who were dentists in Ohio. I chose to relocate to the great state of Florida and had a great mentor in my father who encouraged me to go to school where I wanted to live, in particular because at that time, Florida boards were pretty difficult to pass. But it allowed me to come down to Florida and really enjoy not only the environment of the beautiful climate, but also some of the great things that the state of Florida has to offer. In particular, we have quite a few retirees that need dentistry to have done and be redone. So, I've found a passion for really kind of connecting with some of our more mature patients, but still treat a number of family. But I've been practicing for 38 years, for 36 in Highlands County in Florida. I'm at my third office. I was crazy enough at age 60 to open up a brand new practice, but just changed my name, rebranded ourselves, and brought in some associates, and really enjoying the journey.
Very cool. And so are you managing those three practices now?
Well, the first one was in a small three-operatory office for about 12 years. Then I moved to another office that was in the same town that had 7 ops. And then about 5 years ago, I started embarking on this journey and have now a 13-op office overlooking beautiful Lake Jackson. And it's one of the things I've really enjoyed is just designing it, building it. So I enjoy going to work every day.
13 ops can sound pretty daunting. I know that there are a handful of associates who are with you, but how do you manage kind of the ins and outs of the workflow of, the day-to-day practice?
You have to have a really good team, and I have some great team members that really have taken some leadership positions. So a lot of the team or the under team reports to these team leaders who end up reporting to me. But we've developed a number of systems that consider what we'd like to have done, as well as ensure consistency of treatment and how things flow. But it's a daunting task. When I opened up 13 ops, I initially had equipped 8, and 2 years later, all 13 are going. And it's been just kind of a phenomenal growth that we've experienced. But I've tried to manage it in a way where we find the patients still feel that they're individuals, that they feel like they're taken care of, but it is kind of fun some days to walk down the hallway and see the hustle and bustle and watch 2 young dentists starting to thrive, and watching some of the team members really enjoy helping these dentists grow. And that's really kind of my passion for my legacy, is to make sure that our practice continues on for years to come, where patients really experience a great care and also excellence in dentistry, and ideally the best in comfort.
I did see that those who you work with, the other dentists in your practice, that they are just slightly younger than you are. And I often feel that there are some seasoned dentists out there who may be a little bit skeptical in bringing on a newer dentist. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are they have not encountered all these bad habits, and you really can kind of groom them. And I take some pride in really taking time to find the right associate. It took me 2 years. I opened up my office, had 8 ops, and I was swamped, and I just did my own thing for a couple of years until I found the right mix. And then now I have another one that's joined us. And, but it is, it's a challenge each day, but, you have to enjoy teaching. You have to enjoy mentoring. If that's something you enjoy doing, then bringing on young associates I feel very rewarding, because the milestones they make from $0 to just some numbers they're doing now, I look at them and it's like, wow, you guys are doing it. This is pretty cool. And it's not just about the money. It's the patients are enjoying them. And to watch a young dentist come out that basically has no experience and watch them just start to mature and get some confidence. But I'm in the room with them. I have to look at all their treatment plans with them and run different ideas by them. They'll come to us and talk to us, but pretty much they have full range of how they want to work. And I'm not there to tell them what to do, but I am a sounding board to really kind of give them another perspective that they may not necessarily know or have seen before.
Very well said. And I hope that there are more of you out there who can continue to mentor us young dentists, because we definitely need that mentorship. And it is very nice to be molded by somebody who knows so much, who can, prevent us from making a lot of those mistakes, or at least when we do make those mistakes, kind of helping us along the way and correct them as we go. But speaking of mistakes, Dr. Willey, here at Dental Fuel, we are dedicated to learning from each other's mistakes. So I want to hear a few of yours. And I'd like to start off with a clinical mistake that you can remember making in your time in practice and how you managed and grew from that.
Well, as our office grew here and I was equipping more and more ops and with medicaments, I put in a beautiful veneer case and then found out that the silane that I was using was bad. So eventually, I re-cemented all 12 veneers on this patient over a couple of years. So one of the things we always have to do is have someone following through to make sure that your medicaments or your processes are being followed. And you just realize that sometimes a minor mistake, just a minor oversight, can really produce some dramatic results. But the patient was nice about it. And, you just have to basically put your tail between your legs and say, hey, this is what I learned. And this is what we've got to do to fix it. So, but I would just say that's probably one of the biggest ones, and then, also just realizing with some denture patients, you can't make them happy, and you have to have them have realistic expectations, both on our implant dentures and conventional dentures. So I would say those are probably the biggest challenge for new dentists as you get out, is picking your cases correctly and starting off with something somewhat easier so you can get your feet on the ground. The last thing you want to be doing is prepping 12 veneers in your first week and realizing that, wow, there's some challenges in prep design, and then putting them in is even more challenging. So, but I would probably say just staying on top, making sure your systems are there so that you don't have medicaments that go bad, and also make sure that your systems ensure success.
The practice of dentistry, huh? We continue to practice and learn every day.
It's and you have to laugh about it. I mean, my initial course that I took out in California, to tell you how important medicaments are, I wasn't putting in the case, but the guy next to me was putting in the case, and his assistant had try-in paste, and she thought that was the cement. And by the time put everything on, hit it with the light, and then went to do the cleanup, and everything fell off. You realize, hey, you better know what you're using. So it was kind of a funny time. Here you are with a hands-on course, and someone has made another mistake that, it ended up getting solved, but it just goes to show you that things happen sometimes in dentistry.
Oh, that's so funny. I can only imagine that the course instructor just probably felt terrible. That it's so funny though.
Yeah.
What a great way to demonstrate, hey, it happens to even the best of dentists out there.
Yep. So yes.
Thank you for joining this conversation with Dr. Willey. Join us next week where we talk about a financial mistake. Ready to take the next step in your journey? Book an intro call with Ignite DDS Coaching today and level up your future in dentistry.